Okay, I was born in Czechoslovakia in Velké Berezny, they call that. Probably never heard of it. And it used to be Austria-Hungary before the First World War, and then it became, in 1918 it became Czechoslovakia. We were 6 children. Nobody worked. The father supported everybody. No, we had a very normal life, very nice house, everything. My father made a very good living.
My parents, they had a wholesale business, and my family was for generations already born in Germany. So we lived there for a very long time.
So I was raised in the town of Stanislavov, went to school, went to gymnasium there. My father was a physician, and as I can tell you, my life was as they say here, as a Polish Jewish princess. I have everything what I needed. Beautiful house, good parents, money, and I got everything what I wanted in my life. The family clan was very large, over 150 people in our town.
Other than little incidents of people taking care of me, I really don't remember anything of Berlin at all. It's as though I've shut it out completely. I do remember leaving Berlin. We left, my mother and I left January 18th, 1939.
I was born on March 4th, 1932, in a city called Hotin. It's H-O-T-I-N. And at the time of my birth, it was part of Romania. By the time the war started, it was part of Russia. By the time the war ended, it was part of Russia, but in the interim, it was part of Romania.
I come from a mixed marriage, and the grandmother was from my mother's side, and my mother was born Christian, which saved me later in concentration camps, having those documents. So my grandmother did not associate with actually anybody. She was a rather elderly and sick person. I had many Jewish friends, yes, and I went to the temple, and I had Jewish religion in school, and we kept Hanukkah and Christmas together. We had a Christmas tree for grandmother and a menorah for me. And it was just a normal childhood.
See, now we got married in 1938.
39.
38 engaged.
Yeah, right.
And 39 we got married. In 39, after the marriage, we got 1 more year without problems.
You know, there were special decrees, laws for Jews only, where they could live, where they could move, and within months, not months, but less than that, we were ordered to pack up, that we would be moving on.
At that point in time, Roosevelt no longer admitted refugees to the United States. And so people were scattered throughout the world. And the only port left open in the whole world was Shanghai.
And at that time, Mussolini made a law that Jewish students cannot anymore go to school. So in 1939, I transferred to a Yugoslav school. A few days after they bombarded Belgrade, the German tanks started going through town. It was an endless occupation.
Movements of troops, things were really beginning to happen. And then Germany invaded Russia, and this was a border town, and planes started flying over, bombs were dropped, curiosities. We were totally unaware of what was happening. And Suddenly, war was there.
Yeah, in 40, the Germans came in to Holland. And nobody expected that I could get in because they always said, yeah, they open the dikes, you know, and the water comes out and nothing can happen in Holland. So, but it didn't work, so no water came out. Most people in Germany said that no, he will not stay very long, you know. They always say it will be overnight, will be over. Then nobody expected him to be so forceful, you know.